Hey YouTube family, in this video I'm going to let you know about 10 habits that can improve your life dramatically. It's more important than ever to maintain a good work-life balance in the hyper-connected world of today. The search of professional fulfillment sometimes seems like a far-off dream in the hectic world of work, where deadlines and expectations are high. But in the middle of all of the everyday obligations and chores, there is one small but powerful tool that may change the way we think about our work habits. It might be difficult to have a good outlook in the hectic environment of modern employment. Since our habits shape who we are, we must choose our endeavors carefully. You will be headed in the correct track if you cultivate the following behaviors. They will support you in developing the greatest version of yourself and helping you live a more purposeful and happy life. 1. Keep your distance from those who lower your standard of living. Consider how much more of an influence a toxic person can have on your life if the mere sight of a fast food company's logo can cause you to become impatient. Even though they may be upset that you chose to avoid them and may even express their displeasure to you in a loud manner, isn't it worth to avoid them in order to avoid the long-term consequences of their detrimental influence? Toxic individuals will always exist because they have a way of penetrating your skin and remaining there. Try practicing gratitude for someone else in your life every time you find yourself thinking about a coworker or someone who makes your blood boil. 2. No more screen time in bed. This is a significant one that most people aren't even aware negatively affects their ability to sleep and work. Your energy level, mood, and quality of sleep are all influenced by short-wavelength blue light. This blue light is seen in large amounts in the early sun. When it comes into direct contact with your eyes, it stops the melatonin generation that leads to sleep and awakens you. Your body can generate melatonin in the afternoon when the sun's rays decrease their blue content, which induces sleep. Your brain is particularly susceptible to blue light by the evening since it doesn't anticipate being exposed to it. Most of our preferred nighttime gadgets, such as computers, tablets, and cell phones, release blue light with a short wavelength. 3. Respect the present moment. Having basic appreciation for what you have, rather than focusing on material prosperity, glamour, adventure, or fast automobiles, is the key to inner serenity and pleasure. Don't let the lack of money to buy champagne and caviar make you never enjoy a good lunch. Nothing tastes as delicious as beer and hot dogs on the back terrace with your friends. Therefore, don't deceive yourself into believing that you must have something in order to be happy. The reality is that you won't be able to appreciate the good life, if you ever acquire it, if you are unable to appreciate what you presently have. 4. Realize that reality isn't always what you think it is. This is related to living in the now and appreciating it. The person you find envious of because they appear to lead the ideal life could be struggling with a variety of issues behind closed doors. That so-called perfection might just be a dream. When you initially learn about your employer's intention to transfer the office, it could seem like a big bother, but it might turn out to be the finest thing that has ever happened to you. Since you're neither omniscient nor a fortune teller, be open to the idea that life may surprise you from time to time. After all, you can't always rely on what you see. 5. Start now, despite the possibility of failure. The majority of authors devote endless hours to developing their stories and characters. Some even create entire pages that they ultimately decide not to put in their works. They do this action because they are aware that ideas take time to mature. When it comes time to really start, we often freeze up because we know our ideas aren't flawless and the final product might not be very nice. But if you don't start and allow your ideas time to develop, how can you possibly generate something truly outstanding? Jodi Picoult, author, summed up the significance of eschewing perfectionism perfectly. A blank page cannot be edited, but a bad page can. 6. Organize yourself. While it's common to joke about the lack of fresh ideas, I believe that the most precious resource is time. Do you know someone with any of them? But because we lack organization, we waste so much of it. Before we act on something, such setting the mail on the counter and then transferring it to the table so we can prepare supper, we touch items 2 or 3 times. And once we've put them away, we spend even more time searching for them. Whether it's your child's permission slip for a field trip or an overdue bill, and then get to them in a timely manner, Otherwise you'll be searching through a huge stack of stuff for the one thing you need. 7. Make a list of the things that really speak to you. Have you ever seen a meme or remark that captured your emotions so well you wanted to save it forever? You sincerely hope it's not in the coat you donated to Goodwill because you know it's in one of those coats you worn 5 winters ago. Have a central location to store the jewels you find when you come across anything that speaks to you, whether it's something that represents who you are or who you aspire to be. Have a location to gather the important items so that you can refer to them frequently, whether it's an Evernote folder, a leather binder, or a spiral notebook. 8. Take a step that helps you remember who you are. While it's a common joke, what exactly is me time? It's scheduling time for the things we enjoy doing the most, when we can just be ourselves and take off all the masks. Make time for those times, whether they include dancing to your favorite 80s tunes loudly or going for a run. They are immensely restorative. 9. Say no. According to research from the University of California, San Francisco, the inability to say no is associated with an increased risk of stress, burnout, and even depression, all of which can undermine self-control. For many people, saying no truly is a huge self-control issue. You should not be hesitant to use the strong word, no. Emotionally savvy individuals refrain from using expressions like, I don't think I can, or, I'm not certain, when it's time to say no. Refusing a new commitment respects your current obligations and provides you with the chance to effectively complete them. Just keep in mind that saying no is a self-control act that you may do now to improve your future self-control by averting the negative effects of overcommitment. 10. Adhere to reasonable objectives. How many people make the January resolution to shed 30 pounds by March? Huge, audacious, and daring objectives may be very motivating, that is, until they don't work out. At that point, disappointment and shame replace the motivation. I'm not saying that you should give up on challenging and ambitious objectives, rather, I'm saying that you should make an effort to remain grounded in reality. Bringing everything together, your disposition and the way you spend your time shape your character, as does happiness. Realize that your happiness and peace of mind are wholly under your control and quit going after the things you believe would bring you joy.